Hey guys, Mike here with another painting video. This time I'm going to be showing you how to do heat stains or scorched metal. This is an effect you might want to add to exhaust pipes or shiny gun barrels. I'm going to be demonstrating this technique on a thermal spear from an Armiger Warglaive from Warhammer 40k. The first thing you want to do is paint the end of the gun barrel or exhaust pipe with a bright silver. I'm using Shining Silver from Army Painter. After the silver paint is dried, I'm using Nuln oil gloss over the barrels to make the details stand out, and then I'm going to wick off all of the excess because I want to keep these barrels nice and shiny. Now to create the heat stain effect, I'm going to be using 3 different washes from Games Workshop. I'm also going to be using a soft-tipped hair brush. Any soft-tip brush will do for this. In fact, makeup brushes are very good for this. I just don't have one that's small enough for the job. First color I'm going to use is Seraphim Sepia, and this is going to start off a bit like a dry brush. I'm first getting my brush bristles wet, and then I'm drying it off, and then I'm going to dip the brush into the Seraphim Sepia, and then pat that off on the paper towel. I only want a very small amount of this on the brush at a time. Next I'm going to stipple this color all around the center of each barrel. I'm putting on 1 layer around the center of each barrel, and then I'm going to let that dry before I put on a second and then a third layer. You're probably not going to be able to see the first layer, but that's okay. You want this color to build up very slowly. Now the reason why I'm stippling this on as opposed to brushing it on is because if you brush this color on, you are going to get tide marks. Also, anytime you brush over wash that's already on a surface, you have a chance of tearing that wash and pulling it off. That's also the reason why you want to use a very soft brush for this. So here's how it's looking so far, a nice subtle gold color in a band around the middle of the barrel. The next color I'm going to use is Druchii Violet, and I'm going to follow the exact same steps as before. The only difference is that I'm painting a smaller area this time. There's also going to be a small amount of overlap between the purple and the gold color. I don't want a silver band separating them. Just like with the Seraphim Sepia, I'm adding 3 layers of this, and I'm giving time for each layer to dry before I apply the next. So here's how it looks now, and next I'm moving on to the Drakenhoff Nightshade. The Drakenhoff Nightshade is going to have the smallest area painted, just the tips of the barrels. And once again, I'm overlapping the blue with the purple a little bit so that I have a nice transition of color from one to the next. And that's all there is to it. Now we have a gun barrel that looks kind of like the end of a blowtorch. It's a fairly easy technique to give more visual interest to things like large gun barrels, or flamethrowers, jet thrusters, or exhaust pipes. Thank you very much to all my patrons for supporting these videos, and a special thanks to Brian Jones for sponsoring the channel. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section below, and thank you very much for watching.